Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. In SNAP 2022, there have been questions asked on poems. This was a pattern of the examination. In the past, also, they had asked questions on poems. And these questions are not very difficult to be honest. Unlike in ZAT, some of you might be seeing past papers of ZAT. You must have seen that they ask the meaning of the poem or they ask about the title of the poem, which is not the case in SNAP. In SNAP, they will ask you simple questions like they might ask you about the figures of speech, standard word order, and rhyming scheme. Okay, so in the past also they have asked these questions. This time around also they have asked these kind of questions. But some students are worried what exactly is those kind of questions and how to tackle them. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the kind of questions that you can expect based on poems. Okay, so don't worry, it is not a difficult topic. It's just that something new you must be seeing, you must be hearing this in poem se question aa raha hai. It is not at all difficult, so no need to worry about that. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to this channel because you do not get such relevant content anywhere else on YouTube. So the type of questions based on poems that SNAP asks is basically mostly figures of speech. This time they have asked standard word order. This in slot 2 also they had a question on standard word order. And the third category you can expect in SNAP is rhyming scheme. So I will explain that what these things are and you shall be able to tackle them in the examination. Now figure of speech, I already made a video on this. What are the different kinds of figure of speech through examples. Now, instead of giving a sentence, they will give you a poem and ask which figure of speech has been used in this poem. So let us look at some examples. Now, you are given a short poem, okay, and ask that what is the literary device. Literary device is nothing but figure of speech. Sometimes they use literary device, sometimes they might call figure of speech. Okay, so do not get confused with it. It is one and the same thing. Now, if you look at this poem, you must understand that what are these different literary devices. If you understand them, then you can, and you understand a basic understanding of the poem. You do not have to understand each and every line. If you get a brief overview, okay, this is what the author is doing. Okay, you will be able to answer these questions. Like first, hyperbole is basically exaggeration. Whenever you say something in an exaggerated way, alliteration is repetition of letters, same letters of the first word repeated multiple times. Personification is telling of human characteristics. And oxymoron is two words that have contradictory meaning. Okay, so I told you these in that figure of speech video as well. Now, if you see these lines, invisible atoms revealing themselves. Okay, seeds are hugged by the earth, right? Floating on teeming seas, love binding them. So these are all human characteristics. Okay, hugging you do not expect like humans do these activities, right? Seeds are hugged by the earth. So this is an example of personification. Isn't it simple? If you understand what these figures of speech are and some basic observation of the lines, you can answer these questions. Next, we have another poem. There was a rustling that seemed like a bustling of merry crowds justling at pitching and hustling. Small feet were pattering, wooden shoes clattering, little hands clapping, and the little tongues chattering. And like fowls in farmyard where barley is scattering. Now, in this case, they've asked these kind of things: repetition, alliteration, paradox, or onomatopoeia. Okay. Now, again, if you know these things, repetition is simply repeating of lines. Sometimes they repeat a line again and again. That is called repetition. Alliteration is same letter being used multiple times. Paradox is a kind of irony. Onomatopoeia is like you have a similar sound and you relate to that sound. For example, like if you see this rustling, bustling, justling, hustling, okay, pattering, clattering, chattering, scattering. So this is thing is called onomatopoeia. मतलब एक होता है ना कि हिंदी में भी होता है धक धक, right? So some kind of words that make some special kind of sound and you try to relate that like bustling, okay, justling, rustling, so that some sound comes to your head. Okay, so this is some, you imagine some sound, chattering, chatter, chatter. okay, scattering. So these kind of words, they create some sense of sound in your brain. That device is called onomatopoeia. Okay, so this is the answer to this. Let us take another example. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jab bird and shun the frumious bandersnatch. Okay, only four lines, and they've asked the literary device used in the poem. Again, you should know these literary devices. Now, you can read about these literary devices. Just Google things that what are the different literary devices in poems. You will know कि meaning किसका क्या होता है. ओके, इसमें बस मीनिंग का खेल है, आपको पता होना चाहिए मीनिंग किसका क्या होता है. लाइक सिमिली इज सम काइंड ऑफ कंपैरिजन वेर इन वी यूज एज और लाइक. ओके, सेकेंड थिंग इज एलिट्रेशन. एलिट्रेशन इज अनुप्रास अलंकार, सेम लेटर बीइंग रिपीटेड, okay, multiple times. And the thing is among euphony and cacophony. So what euphony and cacophony are antonyms. Euphony is basically a pleasant sound. You can say that some now cacophony is basically some harsh sound, or basically rather than sound I would say tone. Now, if you see this tone, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch, beware, okay, the frumious means angry, okay. Now, this creates some kind of fear, okay. If you read these lines, this is telling you that there is something which is unpleasant, okay, harsh, something harsh, the jaws that bite. So that is creating a fear. So that is called cacophony. So if you know the meaning, you can answer these questions. Just go through, I mean गूगल में सर्च कर लेना, एक लिटरेरी डिवाइसेस यूज्ड इन पोएम्स 15-20 अलग अलग चीजों के मिल जाएंगे. एग्जाम्पल से समझ में आ जाएगा क्या होता है. पोएम देखोगे, you will be able to understand. Like if you know what is cacophony, you will be able to figure out. Acha, this is telling about like it is creating fear. It is talking like harsh tone, like jaws that bite, claws that catch. डर लग रहा है ना पढ़ के. So that is called cacophony. Euphony on the other side is pleasant tone. मतलब जिसमें आप सॉफ्ट चीजों के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, लाइक यू टॉकिंग अबाउट गुड नेचर एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. सो दैट इज यूफोनी. ओके, so this was questions based on figures of speech. Now this is the question that everyone is discussing about, standard word order. Standard word order is nothing but it should be like some complete sentence. Like read that line alone. If you feel that the structure of the sentence is great, okay, so that means that is a standard word order. Now sometimes sentences and incomplete words are written in reverse order. Like instead of saying he said, to make rhyming they say that said he. Okay, so let us look at this. What was I supposed to do now? Alone, my hands sticky with it, standing on the corner where he left me a Greek peach, big as softball, big as an orange from Spain, but it wasn't from Spain but from Turquoise. Now, if you read these lines, only one line makes a proper, like if you individually read this, so what I was supposed to do now? So this is a complete sentence, isn't it? पूरा पूरा sentence है and proper also. Proper way में है ना? What was I supposed to do now? Isn't it? It's a proper sentence. So that has a standard word order. Standard word order means proper framing होनी चाहिए जिस order में subject, verb, object like that is present. That is called a standard word order. Let us say another example. In darkness, mind was not a linear condition. Mind was the express mission of uncountable spirits, reaching in ceaselessly to rethink their fingers. I was architected like a multidimensional radial hemorrhage. Okay. Now, if you read these sentences, these lines, in darkness, mind was not a linear condition. Do you speak like this? Like if you have to frame a proper sentence, what do you say? In darkness, my condition was not linear. You will not say mine was not a linear condition. To create poetry, they use these kind of words. But if it was a normal sentence, you will say, in darkness, my condition was not linear. Okay, so that is a proper sentence. This is not a standard word order. Mine was the express mission of uncountable spirits. Not looking like a complete meaning. Okay, reaching in ceaselessly to reeling their fingers. Okay, again incomplete thing. Now, if you read fourth line, I was architected like a multidimensional radial hemorrhage. Okay, you do not need to know each and every meaning of each and every word, but you understand that this is a proper sentence structure. I was architected like a multidimensional radial hemorrhage. एक प्रॉपर सेंटेंस बन रहा है ना, तो जहां पे प्रॉपर सेंटेंस बनेगा, जिस ऑर्डर में देखो आप इंग्लिश, अगर ठीक है आपको बहुत सारी हाई फाई वो क्या आनी जरूरी नहीं है, बट आपको ये तो समझ में आता है प्रॉपर वे में सेंटेंस लिखा हुआ है, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टैंडर्ड वर्ड ऑर्डर. अब जैसे यहाँ पे लिखा है इन डार्कनेस माइंड वाज नॉट अ लीनियर कंडीशन, ये सेंटेंस पूरा है बट प्रॉपर वे में नहीं लिखा है. अगर इसे नॉर्मल सेंटेंस में लिखोगे आप क्या कहोगे, इन डार्कनेस माई कंडीशन वॉज नॉट लीनियर. ओके, सो this is something which is in a proper form. So line 4 has the standard word order. Next, let us take another example. Now see this. Said the kangaroo, I am ready. ठीक है, ये लग रहा है स्टैंडर्ड वर्ड ऑर्डर, नहीं लग रहा ना. कहते हैं द कैंगरू सेड आई एम रेडी, ऐसे यहाँ पे उल्टा लिखा है ना, सेड द कैंगरू. Whenever you write you will say the kangaroo said. Okay, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well dear duck sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. Now this looks like a complete one. They hopped the whole world 3 times round. Is it? अब देखो फिफ्थ लाइन देखते हैं. So away they went. Okay. It should have been so they went away. अगर ये यहाँ पे आता सो दे वेंट अवे विद अ हॉप एंड अ हॉप, तो ये प्रॉपर सेंटेंस होता. ओके, बट इट इज नॉट अ प्रॉपर वन. सो अवे दे वेंट सेड द कैंगरू, सो अगर ये यहाँ पे आता द कैंगरू सेड, तो वो प्रॉपर सेंटेंस होता. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टैंडर्ड वर्ड ऑर्डर, जब प्रॉपर तरीके से सेंटेंस बन रहा होता है, विच आई अज्यूम कि आपको सेंटेंस देख के समझ में आ जाएगा हाँ ये प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर में. इतना तो बेसिकली आपको आता ही है ना, इंग्लिश इतनी तो आती है कि हाँ ये प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर सही बन रहा है. तो जिस पे स्ट्रक्चर सही होगा दैट हैज द स्टैंडर्ड वर्ड ऑर्डर. ठीक है, सो जनरली इन पोएम्स व्हाट वी डू इज in order to make rhymings, okay, we change the order of words. So in standard word order you have to see that everything is in proper structure, that's it. The next uh, okay, so this we've already discussed. The next category that you can expect in the examination is rhyming scheme. Rhyming scheme भी बहुत easy है, मैं बता देता हूँ एक बार, तो आपको कभी भी question आएगा आप इससे कर सकते हो. What happy moments did I count? Blessed was I then all bliss above. Now for that consecrated fount of murmuring, sparkling, living love. So you are given 6 lines. Now rhyming scheme कैसे करते हैं? पहले वाले को ए लेते हैं, ठीक है, इसे हमने ए ले लिया. अब काउंट वर्ड है, काउंट से राइम करता कौन सा है, ये फाउंट वर्ड है, तो इसे भी ए ले लो. ठीक है, अब नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट लाइन देखो, अबव. अबव पिछले वाले से मैच नहीं कर रहा ना, तो इसे बी ले लेते हैं. ओके, अबव से कोई मैच कर रहा है, लव मैच कर रहा है, तो इसे भी बी ले लेंगे. ठीक है, अब टेल, टेल किसी से पुराने वाले से मैच कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा है, सो वी विल टेक सी. और टेल से कुछ मैच कर रहा है, वेल मैच कर रहा है, सो ए बी सी सी. राइमिंग वर्ड इज, राइमिंग स्कीम इज वेरी सिंपल. आपको देखना है कौन सी राइम आपस में मैच कर रही है. तो अलग अलग हो सकते हैं, कहीं पे ऐसा हो सकता है कि पहले 2 लाइन मैच करते हो तो ए बी सी सी. कहीं पे ऐसा हो सकता है पहली लाइन दूसरी लाइन मैच, पहली लाइन थर्ड वाले से मैच कर रही है, दूसरी वाली फोर्थ से मैच कर रही है. ओके, सो ए बी टाइप्स. सो दिस इज ए बी सी सी, बिकॉज ये दोनों साथ में मैच कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे ऑल्टरनेटिव. Okay, let us take another example. I sought a soul in the sea and found a coral there. Okay, so this is the line given to us. Now C फर्स्ट वाले को तो A लेंगे. ठीक है, अब C से मैच कौन कर रहा है, मी, सो इसको भी A ले लेंगे. Now there is a different word, there से मैच है bear. Now night, नाइट से मैच कर रहा है लाइट, सो अब ये सी लेंगे, जो नेक्स्ट आएगा उसे सी लेंगे. फिर क्या है, वे और डे. सो ये हो जाएगा ए बी सी डी, ए बी सी डी. So rhyming scheme is the easiest of the types. So in snap you will not get very difficult questions. Just don't think कि poem आ रही है तो बहुत difficult होगा. That में difficult आती है. They ask the meaning of the poem. They ask basically suitable title. But in snap you will not get these difficult kinds, you will get simpler kinds, and I have explained the different kinds in this video. So I hope you found this video useful. Please do like the video, and I hope अगर कोई poem पे question आएगा कोई डरेगा नहीं, and will be able to score easily in these questions.